Hey, I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to be doing a pattern review for the Sweet Handfuls mini baby doll and hospital set designed by Megan Stokes of Meadows and Mushrooms and Meadows. I'm getting a little tongue-tied today. Anyway, so these babies are the ones that I made from that pattern. So the pattern itself calls for a size 2 yarn with a 1.5 hook for the doll baby. I did not do that. When I bought the pattern, I didn't realize that it was intermediate slash advanced. And I bought this pattern when I had only been crocheting for about 2 months. Um, to be honest, that fine of yarn really intimidated me. To be honest, it still kind of does. Now I have got some now, and who knows? I might actually do a doll baby in this. But for now, I've got these. I did various different sizes of hooks, and some I overstuffed and some I didn't, because I am horrible at overstuffing. But anyway, and I'm going to go over each one, what it has, what the pattern has that I didn't do, um, and all of that. So thanks for joining me. Let's get into it. All right, so this little handsome fella here, I don't have a name for him yet. If y'all think of one, put it in the description and the comments below, and let me know what you think his name should be. So this is the hospital set that goes with the doll baby. It's got the receiving blanket, the little booties, the diaper, the hat. They even have a pacifier. So you can even crochet a pacifier. I didn't do that. That was one of the things I didn't do from the pattern. And maybe one day I will. I don't know. And then here's the little doll baby. Look, him's little belly button. He even has booty cheeks. He even has booty cheeks. Cover him up. Don't be so rude. Okay. The one thing that I love about these dolls is how absolutely realistic they are, in all honesty. I think the hands probably could have been a little bit more realistic, but dude, look at the feet, okay? It's got toes and a big toe. I also like how, I'm going to take his other little booty off, how the legs bow, okay? Now, any of us who have ever dealt with little newborn babies know their legs are bowed, right? They bow. So I'm super excited. Another thing that I like is that their head is bigger. All babies have a big head, right? And a lot of newborns have a cone head. These dolls are amazing, amazing. Now, because I used a size 4 worsted weight yarn, and I believe with this one I used a 4mm hook. Um, Again, this was the first one I did. So I used a 4mm hook with a number 4 worsted weight because that's what I was comfortable with at the time, keeping in mind that I had only been crocheting for a couple of months. This pattern really did put it on me. There were a lot of intricate stitching, especially to get the legs to bow like this and look right, and the toes. Okay, I really did catch trouble with the toes. I had to redo the feet a couple of times to get it to actually go right. But oh, he's just so cute. You know what these remind me of? Honestly, if you look at the face, Precious Moments. I know it's not a Precious Moments doll, but it reminds me a lot of Precious Moments. I used to collect Precious Moments dolls, the porcelain dolls anyway. And I haven't been able to find them for years. But that's one of the things that I love so much about this pattern is that it reminds me of those dolls. And oh my gosh, makes me a very happy Marty indeed. So I'm going to put him right over here. And then I'm going to show you the second one that I made. Now, this one, I did not do the hospital set for her. I wanted her to look a little bit more toddlerish, I guess you could say. So I did some alterations, I guess. So on here, I didn't make the head quite as cone as the first one. And then I also, oh shoot, I guess I better do my ends in. I forgot to weave in my ends. Wow. Beginner move. Yep, that's me. I made this dress. I didn't even write the pattern down. I just kind of I made it for her. It's literally the first pattern I designed, the first thing I ever crocheted of my own design. And I don't have a pattern for it, but I made her this little, I call her Sunflower. I also made the little bow, but I did make her a diaper. Yes, I did, because toddlers wear diapers too. Anyway, so I made her, I gave her different eyes, uh, as you can see. The eyes are a little bit different. I gave her colored eyes, and so, and she's quite a bit smaller. I used a 3.5 millimeter hook with her and a 4.4 millimeter hook with him. So she's a lot smaller than he is in numerous ways. So yeah, super excited. And then I decided to make my baby. I used the same size of yarn, but instead of using a 3.5, I went down to a 3 millimeter hook. And so I did make her or him, her, I guess, because it's got a pink. Anyways, I made this doll baby a little bit different. If you'll notice, I made her sleeping, but I also gave her a little bit of hair. Now, the pattern suggests using mohair for the hair. I didn't have any of that. I didn't want to go buy any, so I just used regular yarn and put it up through there and frayed it a little bit. And then I made her closed eyes. I love these dolls, y'all. Love these dolls. Now, one of the things that I love the most about this pattern is how very eloquently it's written. It's very thorough. There's not one single part that you're going to have to go, how am I supposed to do that? Because not only does Megan very eloquently state in words how to do each and every step, but she provides so many photos that you can reference and reference. And I'm a visual learner. I learn best off videos, things like that. Well, this didn't have video to go with it, but it had so many photos that I didn't have to worry about it because I could always constantly reference. So in the pattern, she would have the steps and then have a photo where you should be right here. That helped me so much because this was an intermediate slash advanced pattern and I was but a newbie. It really did help me tremendously. I think my first doll baby took me a week to do, and then it got faster and faster because then, oh, okay, now I remember. Oh, okay, now I remember. And it became easier each time I made it. Um, put my doll baby's hat back on before she gets cold. Yes, I did say it cold. Doll baby, it's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Where is it? Okay. So another thing like that I didn't do with these dolls as far as the pattern goes, not only did I not make the pacifier, but I also didn't print out. They come with um the full hospital set, really, complete with little bracelets for both the mom and the doll baby, and birth certificate. which is really cool. I remember when I was growing up, we the Cabbage Patch dolls, and I'm talking back before they were plastic. They were actual fabric dolls, but they all came with an adoption record, right? So this is very similar, but instead of an adoption record, it's a birth certificate, and it's got it all there. You can print it out. I did not print it out because I don't have a printer and it wasn't really, I wasn't crocheting these for any one specific kid or anything like that. This was for me. Really, I just wanted to test and see where my skill level was. I found out real quick that I had some learning to do. So the things that I love most about this pattern are that the dolls are absolutely adorable. The hospital set, absolutely adorable. The fact that the pattern was challenging was for me one of the highlights of it. I like a challenge. I like to push myself, sometimes too hard, but I like to push myself. And this pattern gave me everything that I could have ever wanted. A beautiful doll. Um, it built my skills, which I think skill building in and of itself is definitely something to strive for. Uh, and there were so many things that I could do with it, a sunflower, really, or sunshine, whatever you want to call her. She is a testament to that because she gave me the ability to use my creativity. I really wish that I would have written down the pattern for this dress, but that's okay. She gave me the ability to use my creativity in a way that I didn't think was possible. I had never designed anything before, so designing just this little dress really did boost my confidence as far as, wow, maybe I really can be a crochet designer of some sort. And since then, I've been able to go on and create several designs, which y'all will be seeing soon. What I did not like about the pattern, I can't say that there's a whole lot. There were definitely some parts, like I mentioned earlier, with this pattern that really did test me to my limits, and that was when the legs were getting bowed. So this got the knee, and they kind of got to go in a really strange direction. So those were a little bit different. The elbows were a little bit different, and the toes. Those really did push me to my limits. So I don't want to say that I didn't like that because at the same time that I had a really hard time with it, it also was very well written. There were tons of pictures that I could refer to keep me on track, and it did push me in my skills, building my skills. So I'm also very grateful that it was like that. So overall, I gave several different how do I say, scores, right? So overall score of the whole pattern, and I say whole pattern because it's a set, right? You can, on the Etsy shop, you can get the mini doll baby or baby doll, mini baby doll, and you can also purchase the hospital set, but there's a bundle, which I'm going to link down below, with both the doll and the hospital set together. And that's what I say about the pattern because I did buy it in a bundle like that. So overall score, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. One being, maybe not so much. Two being, I'm not two, but 10 being, yay! It's like easy as pie. It's wonderful, absolutely amazing. I'm going to give it an 8. Um, because I really, really, truly do want to give it a 10. There are some parts in that pattern that were not super easy, but it wasn't meant to be easy. So I'm still going to give it an 8. As far as the pattern ease, I am going to give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4 because it was everything that it was supposed to be at an intermediate and advanced level pattern. if I had been intermediate, or advanced level crocheter at that time, I probably would have given it probably a 10. If I was to do it again now for the very first time, I probably would give it a 10, but I gave it a 4. And the reason I gave it a 4 was because even though I was a beginner, the way that she worded the pattern and the pictures that she put into reference to make it through really did help and allowed me to be able to make this pattern even though I wasn't intermediate. So I've got to give it at least a 4. I really want to go up on that, but I'm going to keep it at a 4. So the explanation of the process, definitely a 10. Again, I can't speak more highly to the way that she has written this pattern. It was absolutely amazing. The photos, so many photos that help you to stay on track and end up like it's supposed to end up. Um, so photos, got to give it a 10. With the pattern notes, she wrote down so many up to and including what would happen if you used a different size yarn, which for me, knowing that I wasn't going to use a fingering weight yarn, to be honest, I don't even think I knew what fingering weight yarn was at that time. I knew that I had Red Heart Super Saver because you know I am balling on a budget. I knew that was a worsted weight, but that's the only yarn I had ever worked with. So knowing what to expect on that and knowing, you know, I mean, she explains in the notes about how using a different weight yarn or a different size hook will alter the size of the doll baby. That made me super happy. So I've definitely got to give the notes a 10. And she had numerous notes on different things and what she means by certain things. Like I know she refers to the left leg, the right leg, and you know, left arm, right arm. And in the note, she plainly states what she means by that. It's not my left or right. Okay. She was talking about the doll's left or right. So here's the doll baby. Well, right and left, which also helped a lot when trying to put it together. She explains everything about how to put the doll baby together, assembly, how she prefers to do it, and how um, you know, giving you the actual maker the option to do it however is most comfortable for you, I felt was amazing. So pattern notes, got to give it a 10. Overall score for the written pattern, that's definitely got to be a 10 because the explanation of the process, the photos, the pattern notes, the way it's put together, everything is absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. The doll design itself, gotta give it a 10. Yo, they look like Precious Moments dolls, which are one of my absolute favorite dolls of all time. So that's definitely got to be a 10. The hospital set, and the set includes the little booties, it includes the diaper, the receiving blanket, the little hat. I mean, come on, really? Holy cow. Y'all weren't supposed to see the inside of that because, again, I did not weave in my hands. I just tucked them up underneath. Um, the receiving blanket, the hat, the booties, the diaper, but it also comes with the birth certificate, the little wrist bracelet with the name on it and things like that. That's all included in the hospital set. And I definitely have to give that a 10 as well. It was super easy. The set was super easy to create. Um, would I recommend this to other heck yeah, definitely, without a freaking doubt. Yes. Buy this pattern. No, I'm not being sponsored. I don't get a cut of anything. I'm just saying this is one of my all-time favorite patterns. That's why I'm doing it first. This is the first pattern review I've ever done. Um, because it is literally one of my all-time favorite patterns, and I've had several since then. But I love this doll. I love the design. I love all of it. All of it. So I would definitely recommend this pattern to anybody. Even if you are a beginner and you have, as long as you've got your basic stitches down, half double, single, double crochet. I don't think there's any triple crochet in there. But as long as you've got those three and you're pretty comfortable with those stitches, you've got it. It might be a little bit of a challenge, not gonna lie. It might be a little bit of a challenge, but if you're anything like me, bring it on because I want to prove that I can do it, even if it might take me a lot longer. I want to prove that I can do it, which is honestly why I made more than one because I just wanted to see if I could do it better. I just wanted to see if I could make it faster, if it was getting a little bit more easy. So this pattern definitely, even if you're a beginner, uh, check it out and try it. But just know if you're a beginner, this is an intermediate slash advanced pattern, which means some of the steps are going to be difficult. They're going to be challenging, but oh so freaking worth it. Okay. Now I'm going to leave a link in the description below so that you can go get your own very own copy of this amazing set. Okay. So y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. Um, if you decide to get this pattern, do me a favor. Drop your makes in the description, not the description. Sorry. Either send me an email with the pictures or put them in the comments. Like, I want to see what you got. I would love to share it with Megan at Mushrooms and Meadows. So go head over there, check it out, and I will talk to you next week.